Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today, I wanted to follow up yesterday's video and sort of talk about my opinion on Phase 4 and why I believe that Phase 4 has been the most successful phase we've seen in SOD, and I'm going to tell you why that is. Now you might be saying, oh, from a sheer numbers one, Phase 4 is like as popular as Phase 3 ever was, and yes, that might be true, but we're missing a very, very important point that we will definitely discuss in this video. But before we get into the video, today is August 20th, and me and the SOD Saviors are going to be doing our very first Heat 3 Molten Core clear, and you guys can check it out later tonight at twitch.tv/Kaghoe Gaming at 8 p.m. I'm super excited. We've been building up for about a month, getting all of our gear, getting everyone ready, and I think we truly are ready, so it's going to be an awesome experience. So I hope you guys come by and, say hello and enjoy the show. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So one of the biggest points that I think makes Phase 4 so successful, in my opinion, is that it resurrected Season of Discovery. After Phase 3 was brutal, Phase 3 was rough, Phase 3 went too long, Phase 3 incursions were terrible, Phase 3 had some issues with wild offerings. A lot of the systems they put in for Phase 3, I just personally did not enjoy in any degree at all. However, that being said, Phase 3 hit the low point of almost 20,000 people raiding weekly, from the peak of 575,000 people raiding in Phase 1. Now, given that is accounted for people who log, people who raid, and it allows for alts to be thrown into that mix, and some people like myself were raiding 8 characters in one lockout sometimes, so that is a very skewed number and representation of what people actually might have been doing. But it is very I think it's very important to sort of see that and look at that number. And from 20k, SOD Phase 4 has gone up every single week it has been out. It doubled the first week, it doubled the second week, it didn't double the third week, but it has some great growth. And last I saw, it was sitting around 80,000. So it has 4x its rating player base at the lowest point in Phase 3, right before Phase 4 launch. And I think that is amazing, and I hope Phase 4 continues to grow. I think the War Within coming out here later this week will be impactful for sure, but I'm not sure how many people really do play retail and SOD, because they're almost two completely different games. And so that consistent growth every week since launch, I think, is a great thing to look at. It is a great trend to focus on, and I think it shows where people are truly enjoying SOD. They're enjoying Phase 4. They're getting back into it. I know a bunch of people who quit in Phase 2 and Phase 3 that have come back and wanted to play and are looking for guilds, stuff like that. So it's been really awesome to see that, and those are signs to me that the player base is growing, it is thriving, and Phase 4 is really enjoyable for a lot of people. I also see a big indicator is how many layers are servers at. I'm here on Crusader Strike US, and is either the first or second biggest SOD server. We switch with Wild Growth quite often, but we usually have 5 to 10 layers on most evenings, weekends for sure, and during peak time it is just crazy. Sometimes we have 2 layers here early in the morning, and I think those are just great signs of people actually out there playing the game. And the Ironforge Pro, while it's a great resource, there is always that doubt or skewedness of one alts can be there. Like, I count as 2 people every week because I'm rating on 2 characters. And we also see, people might just enjoy PvP. They might enjoy so many different things in Classic where they might not raid every week, and that's okay too. And it's just a lot to sort of analyze, and you can only do so much with those numbers. The next thing I want to talk about is the fast and frequent, and what I mostly believe, correct changes. So some of the best changes have been honestly player driven, community driven. It shows that the dev team at least listens to us. I can name a few that I have directly talked about in videos. One of the most recent ones that actually goes live today is Wild Strikes. Will be a 100-yard range and will be raid wide. Mainly for Alliance, this is massive, but for Horde 2, we rely on our Feral Druid bear tanks to use that for our groups, because finding a Feral Druid on Horde is pretty difficult. And so using that, now, if you have a Feral Druid, you can go Survival of the Fittest as bear and use your tank rune for once, as well as on Ragnaros and other fights where the tank is just too far. Onyxia, it happens quite frequently too. They just always have their Wild Strikes buff, and I think that is a great change, especially when we look at Heart of the Lion. Now, those changes, those are the correct changes. Those are the dev team listening to us. Those are some really good things that I think are very healthy for the game. Since Phase 4 has launched, I have made 10 little patch note videos, and that's sort of just covering all of the hot fixes that they do. So on 10 occasions within 5 weeks of Phase 4 launching, they have made those changes, and I think that is a good sign of a healthy game that people can, be proud of and enjoy, because it allows people to, fix things that are broken, and allows people to play the game and be like, hey, this was terrible, this sucked, can we change this? And they're like, sure, it's solid, let's give it a whirl. And I think that has been one of the things I love most about SOD in general, not just Phase 4, is the dev team's willingness to listen and do that. The next thing I want to talk about is the dev team's honesty and communication. They have done a phenomenal job of just telling us what it is, where they're going, what they want, what they've accomplished, and where SOD has failed, where they've messed up. And instead of giving us some spinny BS, they give us the truth. They say, hey, we tried it, it was terrible, we're sorry, this is what we did to fix it. And I think that goes a long way. And while some of the most major colossal failures, in my opinion, are incursions and the wild offering system, well, after incursions in Phase 3, we got a revamp of them. They became just straight up daily quests that you could do once a day. They were level restricted, so it's not like an insane gold farm to do at level 60. And then they gave us the BRE event, Blackrock Eruption PvE event, which I think is a direct spawn from the incursions. It gives good reps, so you're inclined to do it. It gives decent gold, so you want to do it, even if you are rep capped and you just need gold. Getting 50 gold a day just from doing, 10, 15-minute dailies. I think that is a great thing, especially since it gives you Thorium Brotherhood rep and Hydraxian Water Lord rep, which are paramount to success in Molten Core, and getting your fire res gear. Is just a system that's built on itself, and it is good for so many different functions and reasons, and I think that is a really good thing to see. And then we have the Wild Offering system. While Wild Offering was a good idea on paper, I think taking more of the Defiler Scourgestone approach, and we saw the Tarnished Undermine Reels here in Phase 4, I think that is a direct improvement, because the Wild Offering system, it really struggled when people were just going after them, because it only dropped after the end boss. It was like, why would I do anything else other than Mara Princess runs with the staff to get my Wild Offerings, to get my item? And that kind of sucked for people who just wanted to do Mara, people that wanted to do ZF, people that wanted to do BRD, and I actually killed all the bosses. They were kind of got the short end of the stick because they couldn't do it because of people going out there and just doing the Wild Offering runs, and that sort of became the meta, which really sucked for a lot of people trying to play in Phase 3. But we now have the real system, and I think they have done a great job with it, and I think it is at a good spot. People are encouraged. I know a lot of my guildies just simply do a few dungeons. They're doing Skolo, they're doing Strathholm to get their Argent Dawn rep and farm their reels every single day, and I think that is just a little extra incentive to get them to go. Whether they need lava cores, fiery cores, whether they need gear, whether they need just some items and gold from the mystery boxes, I still think it is a great thing to see people go out there and do. And I think that all stems from the dev team listening to us, communicating where they've messed up, and just seeing those direct improvements there. And then that is our final point, essentially, learning from their mistakes. Wild Offerings and the BRE example I just stated are those exact things. They're learning, like putting in runes that have been, in their current phase, they were really good runes, but as we grow, as we get more powerful, runes need to change. Heart of the Lion is a great example. Wild Strikes is another great example. If I had to pick one more that sort of had that raid-wide integrated rune system, I would probably go with Demonic Pact for Warlocks. Just give it to them all the time, so you don't have to just sort of, like, Warlocks DPS-wise, and I know both the Warlocks in my guild have shared this. One, they're hard to find DPS Warlocks. Everyone just wants them to be tanks. And two, when they are DPS Warlocks, they have to be curse bots and Demonic Pact bots for the betterment of their raid and their raid group. And they can't just pump, because they have these group-wide or raid-wide buffs that they have to use, because people don't want them if they don't use them. They'd rather just have a mage instead, because mages pump more than a warlock. So it's just really, so that would be another sort of thing if I had to just say to learn from and to add into the game. But all in all, I think Phase 4 has been the most successful phase, because it took Phase 3 at the bottom, at the lowest point the game has been, and it catapulted it up back to a very healthy, thriving player base of people that really enjoy the game. It's been 5 weeks, and having this still go strong and still grow every single week, I think, is a great thing. And it is truly impressive to see how much Phase 4 has done for Season of Discovery. But anyway, guys, I truly hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to hear your comments and down below. Definitely let me know if you agree or disagree and why. Because I think coming from that super low point and going to 5 consecutive weeks of growth is something that is truly amazing. And you very, very rarely see that with any game ever. Once it's dead, they usually stay dead. But anyway, guys, until next time, I'll see you later. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.